Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Oft-Times Reminisces. Sometimes an album leaves you no particular, with no illusions as to what you're about to experience. So looking at that, what would you say? What would you say? Well, for me, that would narrow it down, in all likelihood, to two things, dungeon synth or black metal. So on the basis that I don't like one of them, lay your bets, if you will, place your bets as to which it's going to be. I'm sure you're not going to be surprised. Even the name Carpathian Ruins would keep you guessing as to whether we're going dungeon synth or we're going black metal. Let's see. There's something timeless about this sort of black metal. It's sort of stuck in the ancient, and no matter which way you play it, it always seems that it's sort of dripping the ichor of long decomposed, and that's probably the wrong term, isn't it? What are we going to say? What are we say? Touch it and it turns to dust. It is that ancient. But I'm losing my train of thought again. Come on, get them synapses working back. Come on. Yes, one of the things I love about this sort of music, and when an artist does it this way, is the absolutely ridiculous speed of the presumably drum machine. It doesn't matter to me that it's a weak sounding drum and it doesn't punch out from the general melee. Just the fact it's discernible as a stupid fast is enough to delight me. And of course, it's a perfect counterpoint to the more droniness of the synthesizers. The keyboards sort of have that sumptuous quality, but the melodies are slower, far slower than the pace of the drums. And now trying to play a synthesizer or keyboard at the same speed as the drums are going away there would be a sight to behold, I guess. Anyway. Very often, this form of black metal is very difficult to get right, as far as my taste is concerned. Anyway, sometimes it can become something of a self-parody, or it can become far too cheesy. But this artist has got this down to perfection, really. As I say, those sometimes the drums there are just a wave of percussion, and albeit yes, it's not heavy, it doesn't need to be, and it'd be wrong in this sort of style of black metal to even try and employ it as such. But is a guitar there? Who knows? I'm sure there is in the. And again, this is another point I make. Albeit the keyboards provide a clear melody and a richness to the song. The rest of the instrumentation is basically one form of clatter and noise, which is fine by me any day of the week. Just love it. So yes, it's again harking back to the keyboards and the drums. I often love the contrast of the ultra fast with the fairly sedate. But the overall sense here is a rush. We are galloping along, and ain't nothing going to stop us. So, Carpathian Ruins is the title of the album, and the tracks are all called Carpathian 1 or 2. And, when you think of what Carpathia is used to depict nowadays, at any rate, you are sort of led to deduce an ancient malice, and this music does give that sense of somebody with evil intent. They don't mean you well at all. I suppose going back to the music, if you stood in front of it, then you would be flattened and exsanguinated at the same time, one imagines. Now, there's 3 EPs from this artist, all bearing Carpathian moniker in some sense or other, and I have to say that they're all pretty good, but this is the best. The first one is a stout EP. The second one, for me, isn't quite as impactful as the first, but this third is an absolute diamond of an EP. It's one of those. As usual, I've only just bought it, but I've listened to it quite a few times now because it just grabs me, and it is one of my favourite ways of doing black metal. So I'm a happy chappy, as usual. So even the slower section here still sweeps you along. It's like, you know, you're being caught in an avalanche. Really, you are swept along with it, whether you like it or not. But as I say, there is a excuse me, it has lost a bit of emphasis there. But what it hasn't lost is the menace, that sense of menace, and you know, ancient sort of malice that permeates this sort of this song, this artist's music. It is it's theatrical without being cheesy. It's glorious stuff. So there you go. Bit of a long drift out, but it in the context of the two songs on the EP, it just leads into the blistering second song. So whilst I might grumble a little bit, only just a tinsy bit, about the fairly long drift out at the end in the context of the two songs, and there's no complaints at all there. Yes, so there you go. Absolutely fantastic stuff. it always amazes me the amount of variety in some genres, and black metal is one of those genres that I always have to raise an eyebrow when people say, "Oh, black metal's dead," or "black metal, blah blah blah," and then they just spout out the usual 3 or 4 90s black metal bands and have very little knowledge of the genre whatsoever. And even though this has this harks back to times gone by, both in a historical sense and in the genre sense, it is as fresh as a daisy. It's a bit like someone's just ripped your head back and slit your throat. It's that sort of freshness. So, as I say, it never fails to deliver this genre for me. And when little gems like this are discovered, then I could be no happier. Anyway, clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.